Hey guys, we're back again. I'm Eric, and I am sharing with you some thoughts on church leadership, pastoring, and ways that we can use technology and people to be more effective in ministry. Super glad that you're with us today. I recently got back from a gathering of pastors that I get to be a part of about once a year. And it was a small group gathering. There was about 10 of us that were together. And one of the conversations that we were having, amongst many other conversations that we had during this week, was what is AI? How does it work? Should we be worried about it? Maybe you've heard some sound bites from people like Gary Vee that says AI has the ability to destroy the world as we know it. That's a loose quote, obviously. Sorry, Gary Vee. As church leaders, sometimes we can get really scared of things that we don't understand. And then technology sometimes has a way of making us feel like, I don't know that it's inherently evil. I don't know if it's because it works so fast or because it has the ability to be used for evil. But I just wanted to give you like some insight into and maybe demystify some of the things that maybe you've heard about AI in the past. And there's nothing to fear. And then kind of like a little of how we've been using it, just in general, like as people for years and years. Like, it's pretty normal. So let's start off with what is AI? Because this was a question that was asked to me. I thought everybody understood what AI was, artificial intelligence. There was actually a few high-level leaders that the only concept of AI they had was from, Will Smith's movie I, Robot. No, that's not what we're talking about. While it is machine learning, artificial intelligence is when a computer uses systems designed to mimic human intelligence, enabling them to perform tasks that are typically require human interaction. And it does it in such a way because it recognizes patterns, it's making decision learning, and it's using data to make those decisions. So AI can be categorized in a couple of different categories, and we won't necessarily get into all that today, but more specifically, you have AI that is kind of behind the scenes, and then AI that is front and center is how I'll categorize it. AI in web-based apps is something that we've been doing for a long time. Many web-based applications that we use on a daily basis, like language translation, for example, Google Translate, or to help us with graphic design, such as Canva, or to help us schedule social media posts like I'm going to get real old school in Christian technology like Hootsuite, to help us do all these sorts of things. Have been using AI and machine learning. Literally Google Translate is just taking information that's available to it from the internet, and it's translating what you're saying from what the language you want it to the language you want to speak. I don't know if any of you have ever traveled on a missions trip and used Google Translate to do that. It can be pretty great. But because it is AI and machine learning, it has some nuanced problems sometimes with dialects and issues. Again, this isn't a human being, it's a computer, and you're using it to assist you to doing the job. But it's getting better and better. And why? Well, that's because machine learning. It learns from its mistakes. You report problems. Most church leaders have used Canva or something like Canva to create flyers and slides and promotional stuff. Canva uses AI and machine learning to give you examples and templates where you can plug and play and do that. There's not a designers on the back end of Canva that are making those things for you. You're using AI to make your flyers and your graphics. And so in the same way that you would be willing to outsource, you've been already doing that. And then scheduling for social media like Hootsuite and things like that. These are all ways that, Hootsuite was way back in the day using the ability for you to pre-program and post, and then it was optimizing the time of day that you would post, and it was optimizing the way that you would post in such a way that you would get more engagement based off of your post. So, it's been around for a long time. So let's walk through some misconceptions. Let's debunk some common fears about AI. And these were all honestly drawn from a conversation. And again, these weren't people who were, not very technologically savvy. These were high-level church leaders who use technology in their everyday lives. And yet AI is so new as far as its accessibility. I mean, we're talking about March 2023 that AI really popped off to be accessible to everyone. And so, like this is new for everybody. So let's work it out together, right? The number one misconception that I hear everybody say, and it's because they've watched iRobot way too many times, is that someday AI will replace humans. AI is not going to replace humans. AI is designed to augment human capabilities, not replace them. AI can be used to automate repetitive tasks. It can provide data insights, but it cannot replace human creativity. It can mimic, it can leverage, it can compile, but it cannot replace empathy and decision-making abilities of a human. In fact, sometimes when you're using AI, if you ask it something that's beyond its scope, it'll just tell you, I'm an AI and I can't answer that question for you. So if you ask it the deeper things of life, or you ask it, things that are too hard for a computer to comprehend, it'll just bow out and say, I can't do that for you. AI is not some magical black box. Their algorithms are not mysterious or magical at all. They're created by vast amounts of data, and they're based on mathematical models, and the results that they produce can be understood and interpreted by experts. Okay, so it's not like somebody far, far away has created this, mark of the beast computer that is actually the Antichrist, and that's what we were talking about in Revelation. And if we use it, we're all accidentally taking the mark of the beast. This is just algorithm and machine learning, and it's not that complicated to really understand. And people do have a deep understanding. Do I have a deep and meaningful understanding of it? No, but I've read enough about it already that I'm confident that you don't have a lot to fear. It's not magical, mystical, or supernatural. It's just your computers getting faster and faster and faster. Keep in mind, before 2006, our phones were simply phones in our pockets that we could do a little bit of emailing and a little bit of messaging. But in 2006, when the iPhone hit the market, everything changed. And now you would never think twice about using your iPhone to do regular tasks that you would have once done on your laptop. AI is similar in that way. AI is not all-knowing. It's not all-knowing. It doesn't know everything. It only knows what the algorithms are able to compile based off of what it's been trained on. And so your AI over time will begin to learn and listen and pay attention to the way you write and to the language in which you write. And again, if you have a big enough internet presence, you can actually even tell it to make something, to do something, to write something on behalf of you. And, so far in just the limited time that I've been using it, it's getting pretty good, and it's really, really helpful. But it's not all knowing. It isn't, again, it's going to make mistakes. You're still going to have to check your work. Even the data that it's trained on can be incomplete or biased. And so, you can't just let AI do the work for you in the same way you would check an admin's work or a staff member's work before you posted it on your website. You would want to do the same thing as you're using AI. The fourth thing that people asked me last week when we were together with all of them was, is AI dangerous? Honestly, inherently, I would say the answer to that is no. It's designed to be controlled by humans, and its ethical use depends on the intentions of the human who's using it, what they're using to create and deploy. So I'm imagining that it's going to be regulated more and more over time, just like everything else in America gets regulated at some point in time. But really, it's about the user. So if you want to do evil things with AI, you could. But if you also want to use AI to build the kingdom of God and spread the gospel, you could as well. So really, let me sum it up and wrap it up for you today before we get out of here. AI is not something to be afraid of. Rather, it's a powerful tool that you can integrate into your workflow in the same way that it was already integrated into your workflow. You just maybe didn't know that it was happening in some of those web-based apps that you were already using. So whether that's language translation, graphic design, social media, managing and scheduling, AI is silently working in the background already. All you're doing by leveraging AI is you're bringing it a little bit more front and center to help you accomplish some of your mundane tasks instead of having to hire some computer geniuses to build it into the back end of your app. You can just actually access the app directly and use it in your everyday, walking around, boring, eating, sleeping life to be better, faster, and more creative. It'll give you more time to love your kids and to pastor your church and to do great things for Jesus. So check it out. Keep working, keep striving, keep learning. And if you have any issues or any questions, don't hesitate to contact us. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more of these videos and more content about AI, about church leadership, about how to be a great pastor, a great friend, and a community leader. We can't wait to share that stuff with you. We'll see you guys real soon.